Welcome to Live, Laugh, Loads, a fun podcast for gay men exploring authenticity and vulnerability.
Where we talk about gay culture, mental health, relationships, and sex. Come take a load off with me, Ryan.
And me, Dario. So sit back, strap in, and enjoy the ride. You're listening to the continuation of last week's episode. We hope you enjoy it. Let's jump right in.
So, moving on from communications.
Yeah, we're gonna be on the next topic, pictures. So we got
Touched on it a little bit.
touched a little bit on that. The thing that frustrates me the most is when they ask you for pics when they don't have pics themselves.
100%. I mean, right off the bat, if you're messaging me and I don't know what your face looks like, I'm not responding and I'm not asking you.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
I am beyond the point of we're gonna have to meet. In what reality and are you seeing meeting
Yeah.
people in the real world where you don't see their face? It's just like and that's okay if you're looking for a DL thing, like, and that's what you want to do, that's totally okay. But like if you're hitting somebody up who has like a profile and pictures and what you're looking for is DL, I don't like.
I don't want to support the L anymore. I'm like, it's not good for the movement of gay rights.
Yeah,
Why?
I will say I run into it significantly less, I feel like, than I used to. And maybe it's just this area. Maybe I would still run into it more if I was like on the East Coast and Philly suburbs some more. I don't see it much here now. I guess where I was going with that is it's just like if you're hitting somebody up who like has a profile and has a picture up, clearly they also want to probably
Yeah.
see what you look like. So if you're engaging with somebody in that capacity, like send a picture. I shouldn't have to ask for a picture.
Yeah, just start with photos. But I mean, there are levels, right? So if I have photos, my face, I have photos of my body, I have photos in context, and I think I have a very tasteful photo of my butt on Grindr.
On Grindr.
On Grindr.
Yeah, I have way less
and
than that on my profile.
And it's visible to all. Like, here is this.
Yeah.
Are you interested or not? You can
Yeah.
you can see 5 pictures of me. Like, I max out the amount of photos that you can have publicly on all of my accounts. Really, like whatever amount I are available, I will max them out. Here is everything, so you can get a very fucking clear picture of what I look like. If you come at me with nothing, or with the word, like the question pics, I will get so annoyed with you. Like, my response is like, yes, there's 5, there's 10 in my profile. Like, what else the fuck do you want to see when you're showing me nothing?
Yeah.
I'm not showing you more than this. I'm not sharing albums. I'm not sharing anything until you at least meet me at the base level that I have established. It makes me really jealous.
I was very passionate right now.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I 100% agree. I will say maybe I need to adopt your and have a little bit more, because I only have 2. I have one where it's like you can very clearly see my body, and then I have another one where you can very clearly see my face. But now that I'm like moving into this more of like looking for like a little bit like something more engaged, a little bit less NSA, maybe I should do a little bit more of like a candid photo here or something like
Well,
that.
my point is like, I don't want to surprise you.
Yeah.
I want you to like get
The goal is not
most
to trick
accurate-
you
Yeah.
into liking me.
Yeah, exactly. I have no desire to trick anybody. Like, I'm gonna show you the most realistic version of myself that I feel okay showing you,
Yeah.
right? In photos, and that means my photos are current. Every time I like reinstall the app, like I just put things that are like within a week. I have if I take any cute pictures that week, like I will upload them. Like I
Yeah.
will keep the thing fucking fresh.
Yeah.
You know, so um I also try not to like put like heavily edit or filter photos. Like again, like there's no reason for me to trick you into like making myself look better than I look in real life.
Yeah, there's no point, guys. This isn't Instagram. It's not just for scrolling and just for
Yeah, I'm
looking.
not showing my art or my photography skills on Grinder or dating apps. Like I literally just want to show as realistic. So you get a photo because I want to lower your anxiety of doubting if you're meeting someone real, if that person looks like their photos. Like I will probably show you like the most like real photos that I have of myself. So I kind of like don't oversell.
Yeah.
I rather you be pleasantly surprised when you see me in person than being disappointed because I don't look like my photos.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that that's just something that we should all adopt. You know.
And then on the opposite, maybe on the little bit of the like the opposite end, I guess I feel weird about when people use like modeling pictures as
Oh,
their
like
like
super pro
yeah,
photos. Yeah.
like exactly. Like this is like a very professional photo that was
Yeah.
taken, that was edited, that was like used somewhere for something. Like that's okay to have on your profile somewhere, maybe, but like a profile that's like just like all photo like modeling pictures is like
Yeah. That
again,
would be
the
super
point
weird.
it's just not the point is not to trick people. The point is to present a realistic version of you, like what I'm going to see when I meet you.
Yeah.
So modeling photos, no.
Yeah, yeah, I'm not big on that either.
Yeah.
You know, like maybe if there's like a one shot,
One
maybe out of your
shouldn't be your
pocket.
first one.
Shouldn't be our first one. Like you know, but I don't know. That's a weird one.
It's
Th-
niche and it's deep, but that's how I feel.
Yeah, it's very dish. Like, whoa, what I mean is like, I just don't know if I would relate to someone that like paid for professional photos.
Oh, I mean, I don't think that that's usually what's happening. I think it's usually like I doubt it's rare. I feel like it's probably rarely a situation where somebody paid for professional
Um,
photos. It's more like maybe they're like a go-go boy
oh,
or
gotcha.
like I mean,
Okay.
because I mean I've never paid for professional photos, but like I have a friend who's a photographer who I
Mm,
did a photo shoot with
yeah.
one time, so I have like a couple, but I would never put those as my profile picture because it's like it's not really like an
Mm.
accurate representation of what I look like because it's like me being directed into a specific pose and the best angle of me with the
With the
best
best light.
lighting with editing on top of it. It's like it's just not a accurate, realistic presentation
Okay,
of a
but this is the
person.
thing too, though, which is maybe it plays on my favorite, but as a designer, I understand composition. I understand like, you know, I have an eye for it. So I don't consider myself a professional photographer, but
You're like mindful.
yeah, I take good pictures.
Yeah.
And so like, you know, within that, I also try to be realistic and I want to look like my photos, you know, but I don't know. Uh, and that topic too is like makeup, you know, like we're talking about filters versus makeup recently with a friend. It's like, well, filters are just like putting makeup. And I'm like, not really, you know, like makeup are not changing my skin color or they're not changing, you know, like at least not in a heavily edit way. At least, you know, I don't use a lot of makeup. But I will probably wear makeup for like video camera for work if I have like dark circles, you know,
Yeah.
like what is that called? Concealer.
Under oh okay. What the makeup was called.
Yeah, well, yeah, yeah.
I was like, what's called?
uh but yeah, but beyond that, like I don't do any heavily like crazy, like I am of the camp of just looking natural.
Yeah.
Like I like looking natural. I don't like heavily manicure men, although like I may be a little bit more manicure than I like personally.
When you say manicure, do you mean like groomed?
Groomed, yes,
Okay.
yes, yes, that's the right word.
Yeah.
Manicure is for your
Just for
hands.
nails.
Yeah, I don't do my nails. You do. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't
like
get my
them.
nails.
I like to
I
get my.
buy my nails.
Well, I
It's like
that's
it's a
part
good
of why
English
that's
person.
part of why I like doing my nails is because when they are painted and pretty, I don't bite them because they look so cute.
Oh, interesting.
So it helps.
Oh, okay. Well,
It helps me to not bite my nails.
I there was a time. This one is growing. I have one nail right now. It's growing.
I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay.
I've been biting them.
Mine are a little like I have this thing that happens after I get my nails painted where it's like the top layer is like splitting or something from the bottom layer, so I always have to take a break after it because my nail polish lasts for so long for whatever reason.
Maybe one day I'll do my nails.
It's also just really nice to have you ever had a pedicure done?
No.
Oh my God, it feels so good. Like literally feels like you're walking on clouds afterwards. They do like they like exfoliate and you get lotioned and they massage you and I love getting a pedicure done. You look so turned off.
Well, I wasn't sure where I was gonna go with my comment, and I was like, I don't know if I want someone touching my feet, but then I was like, unless I'm having sex, and then I do want someone, I'm not heavily into feet, by the way. I know
Me
how this is
neither.
coming up.
But the only time that I am into feet is in a sexual context.
Yeah, well, like I would be if also the other person is into it.
Yeah.
But it's not something that I will seek out. It's like if the other person is into it, I will get into it. But I think like that's kind of sort of what everything is for me.
Yeah.
It's like I can go to many realms depending on
Like
how
on
into
context.
the other person is on that.
Yeah.
And so like because like I will get satisfaction from them having satisfaction.
Yeah.
So interestingly enough, we talked about makeups and filters. I think that they're different.
Yeah. And to relate, the only makeup I use is I do eyebrow pen.
Oh,
I don't always do it.
I don't
But
know what that is, but
it's like it's to fill in my eyebrows to make them look fuller as a blonde person. My are not quite as defined as you dark-haired folk. So I like to make mine look
Interesting.
more defined.
Interesting thing. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I would get one of the few like more permanent procedures I would ever consider getting done would be some
Tattooed?
micro needling where they where they tattoo it.
Yeah. One thing that I hate though is like people that do their eyebrows. Like they
Whether you completely draw it in,
no, when they do like they cut. I don't. What is
threading.
is it threading? Pluck.
I mean, I
eye-
pluck mine.
Huh?
I pluck my unibrow. I clean that. I
Well,
curl my
the
eyebrows.
the unibrow. I allow the unibrow.
You don't like an overly grooved
When they
eyebrow.
actually like shape them and then they look like they have an expression consistently and it doesn't and you can see their bone where like the eyebrow should be but there's no. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, just
Yeah.
but also like I find bushy eyebrows and unruly bushy eyebrows so sexy.
Yeah.
Like I think that they're so attractive.
Thick eyebrows.
It makes the guy look so manly to my eyes. That and big noses. I think some people know this about me. Friends, Christy, if you know, she always laugh at me because like every time I say, "Oh, like that guy's so hot," she's like, "Oh, yeah, the nose." And I'm like, "Fuck yeah, you're right." Like, but I didn't notice it for the longest time. I just kind of like always found like bushy eyebrows and big noses just very manly and very attractive. And maybe because it's like the opposite of my face. Like my face is I don't think it's feminine, but it has feminine features. Like it has like a very pointy nose and
See, and
like
I wouldn't say that you have a very pointy nose.
I don't.
I don't think so. I think I have a pointier nose than you do.
I have like a little
You have you have a little bit of
like
a,
people
you
ask
have like the roundness. You have like a nice like
yeah,
roundness.
like
to
people
the,
have asked me if like I have surgery on my nose.
yeah, it's
Like this is the
this.
LA nose
You have
that people
you
yeah.
have the narrow.
Yeah,
the
it's
narrow
it's a
fringe.
small like it's a small narrow
Yeah.
like nose and like
Pointy is just not the right word.
okay. All right, correct my English today.
Listen, for all of our audience who isn't looking directly at your nose right now, I
Yeah.
just want to make sure they have a good idea.
Yeah, but it's like an elfie, no,
It's an alpha
no,
nose.
elven nose. That's what I want to
I
say.
still don't know if I think Elvin.
It's the nose that like literally everybody in LA wants to have, and I have gotten people coming up to me asking me for my surgeon number, like literally,
I'm
like
not saying your nose
not
isn't
even
great.
questioning like have you like have surgery. No, like people have come in LA. It's usually always in LA. It's like, who did your nose? Can I have their number? Like literally that
Here's my
happened.
mom.
Yeah,
Good
exactly.
luck.
Good luck. I don't know if she'll make that
Good
one.
luck.
But anyhow, whatever. The new thing though that is happening right now is the AI photos. Do not, I repeat, do not use AI to improve your photo and then upload that, as we are not going to be able to tell that it was put through the AI. It's very obvious, especially when you look at the other photos that you have there that are not AI, and you can tell it's like something is off here. What it is, there's a steal and cutting. And even if it wasn't, even if we get to the point where the technology is like completely, indifferential to reality, like don't do that. Like don't.
Yeah, I haven't seen.
That is catfishing.
I haven't seen a whole hell of a lot.
Oh
Or
my god,
maybe I just haven't been able to. I've seen some. I've seen some where
I've
it's like
seen it.
super, where it's super duper obvious.
I've seen it, and I'm like, no, 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 no. Like,
I haven't even had the heart to like do that to myself. I haven't done the like
oh, I
generate.
did it, and I looked awful.
I haven't done any generate images of me.
It makes me look so like different. Like it just almost like groups me with like this like, oh, he is brown Latino, and like I kind of look like a like a just mutt of like like a Latino baseline. It makes me look really weird.
All right, put face on Latino template.
Yeah, and it's just like I'm like, where are my features? Like it's just like it completely destroys me.
I think the only AI generated image of me is the ones that you did for the Live Laugh Loads. That's
Like the cartoons.
yeah, I think that that's the
Oh, I
only.
think that those are cute, but that's not descriptive of
Yeah.
what
Oh
we
yeah,
look
yeah.
like.
No, no, no.
It's just like
Very cartoonish.
yeah, it's
Very
very
blatantly
cartoonish.
cartoonish.
I was talking more about like making it.
When people are
Yeah.
trying to like, yeah, I definitely get that. I haven't, like I said, I haven't seen a lot of it, or if I have seen it, I probably just like instantly clock it as like a, oh, I'm not hitting them.
Yeah.
Because that's not a real photo.
Oh, I remember just seeing one and like being like, this is not the same person. And then like looking, I was like, oh, it is the same person. This is AI. This is a real photo. That's why they look like off. And it's just, I was like, no, this is not like, even if you think you look better. And so, okay, so then this is the topic, right? Because why that's a symptom of something. And that's why are people trying to look better in photos
Then
than
they
in
do it in
reality?
life.
And so we talked about this, there's people, insecurities. We all have them like that. I can literally stand in front of the mirror and spend 10 hours telling you everything that I don't like about myself. I don't do it anymore thanks to therapy.
Because we understand how toxic that is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like I have a lot of insecurities about myself. Like I'm looking at myself on my mirror, it's like, oh, we were talking about my arms. Look how shitty my arms look. They look like I was like, like my brain will go into those moments where I'm just like, I can be very critical. And so those insecurities exist for all of us,
Yeah.
regardless of how you are perceived by others. Like that doesn't change that we are all insecure. And so, I have a story here that I wanted to share, and I was listening to a podcast called "Conversations with People Who Hate Me."
Oh, yeah, I think I've heard this.
Really, really, really good podcast, and this guy, he's just so skillful at being able to have conversations and bridging, with a sense of calmness, kindness, non-reactiveness, something that we all should work on and we were talking about earlier. But and so different episodes have different people, different topics, different reasons why he reaches out to these people and asks them if they will be willing to come on the show and work out their differences, and try to understand. And so he goes in with a lot of curiosity and whatnot. And so one of the episodes, I can't remember how the dynamic was working. It wasn't directly with him, but like he brought in someone, a guy that was in a committed relationship with a woman, and um, one of the woman's girlfriends came to his girlfriend and said, "Your boyfriend is on Tinder." And so um, the girlfriend confronted the guy, and the guy's like, "I'm not on Tinder. Like, what are you talking about? I don't have an account. I don't have anything." And so they all kind of sort of understand and discover at this point that someone was using his photos on Tinder. And they have the friend match with this person, and then like literally get into a phone call. And while they're when the phone call happens, the guy confronts the other guy that was using his photos, and they communicate. He's like, "Hey, I just want to talk to you. You're using my photos on Tinder. I just wanted to let you know that I'm in a committed relationship, and our friend found you and matched with you, uh, but you kind of created all this disturbance within my own relationship by doing that, because my girlfriend obviously like had questions, and we have to work through that, and this is what you created for me." And so um I just wanted to understand why you did that. He's like, "Well, I'm not an attractive person, and I just wanted to know what it felt to feel attractive, to get messages, to be able to match with girls that are attractive." And so obviously a lot to unpack. Obviously, if you're having those issues and those thoughts, you need to go to therapy, figure out what's happening,
Yeah.
because that's not kind. I have gone very recently. Someone actually like confronted me. Did I share this story already?
I'm not sure. I know, I mean, this first part of the story you did, yeah, with me, but I don't know
No, my
about.
personal story of like someone using my photos. Like someone actually like messaged me and was like, "Hey, are we still on for today?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Oh, I
It's
don't think
like,
so.
and he was like, "You talked to me on Sniffies," and I'm like, I'm not on Sniffies. What are you talking about?" It's like, "Yeah, you sent me your photos." And I was like, That wasn't me. Who sent you my photo?" Like, and it's just like,
Yeah.
and it's this thing like where like it's like what's happening on my name with my images, out there,
Yeah.
like who is using them, why are they using them, like it's you know is it safe, but like beyond that, it's just also like such a like
Violation.
violation. Yeah, because it's like, that gives me so much anxiety,
Yeah.
because it's like,
Like, who knows how many poor interactions they had with people out there who now think it's you, and
yeah.
what if they like run into you on the street or something like that? Like, yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I guess so much more to that. Like, what if like they engage with someone that like they shouldn't engage in that way? That can create problems in my
Danger.
life. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like danger too. Like, what if they're being really aggressive and then like
And then
then
that
that
person goes
reflects on me.
finds
Yeah.
me. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Or like, what if they engage with a friend of mine, like in my name, and it's not me, but like now it's just this weird like situation. So anyhow, I don't know, like, don't do that, obviously. Like, I think that we don't have to say that, but like that's really bad etiquette,
Yeah.
like, don't use someone else's photos, don't catfish, uh I think like that is just so frustrating for everybody,
Yeah.
like, and it's manipulative on your side. You're getting what you want again, but you're not being clear about your intentions. And so um I think that there is like levels of that. But like, I had another person once, they sent me a photo of them like 10 years younger. And literally when the person showed up at my doorstep, I asked them like, who are you? Like I literally thought that it was like the building manager or like what's it called? People that come and fix things.
Yeah, like
Maintenance.
repairman.
Maintenance,
Yeah.
yeah. I was like, who are you? Like I haven't seen you before. I was so thrown off. The person the person on the photo had like dark hair. The person that showed up on my step though like had white hair. Like that's how much they aged in 10 years. Were like the color of their hair was completely different, and like he looked like an elderly person. And I'm like, I don't know who you are. And they're like, oh, don't be rude. And I'm like, what do you? And then I was like, wait, what? And so like I pulled up the photo next to them. I was like, there's no way this is the same person. And when I looked at their eyes, yeah, I saw it. And then the person was like, "Oh, that's so rude what you're doing." And I was like, "No, no, no.
It's rude what you did.
It's rude what you did. You showed up here like on false pretense. Yes, of course it's you, but like we changed in 10 years. I will never say 10 years ago I looked like a fucking twink.
2 years ago, I looked like
2 years
totally
ago, look, I
different
saw
person,
different. Oh my
right?
god. But like 10 years ago, like I was like this tiny little twink, and I was like, I will never like, pretend that I'm like a twink anymore.
I think that there's a level of self-sabotage in there on the person who's like doing it, because then it's like they're not rejecting me for who I am, they're rejecting me like based off of what I look like, or there's some kind of like inherent, for me, I think that there's some, not for everybody, but I think that there's some degree of self-sabotage in there for some people,
Yeah,
because it's
I
like
think so. I think that it's both, right? Like, you
it's a
know,
self-fulfilling prophecy kind of thing. Like, they're gonna reject you when you get there and you don't look
but I
anything like
think
your
like
photos.
they're counting on the people that will not. Because I was talking to someone recently, and they're very passive, sort of like
With confrontation.
yeah, very passive with confrontation and very passive with shit. What is that word when you're like making everybody feel good? It's
People
people
pleaser.
pleasing. Yes, thank you. Oh, you're so in tune with me.
Mm.
I love it. Um, and they were like, well, if that happens, I would just go with it because I wouldn't know how to like. And so I think that they're counting on that
That's
as
why.
well. And so again, it's manipulative. It's like go figure that shit out because it's toxic. It's not kind. Like
I'm so hesitant to meet. I'm like would be so hesitant to ever even meet up with somebody if I don't have like a good idea of what they look
what they
like.
look like.
Like even to the point where um like earlier you were talking about like, oh, like I take good photos. Like I think that you see, like when you go to some, one thing that's very frustrating for me is when you go to somebody's profile and they have like 5, 7 photos of themselves,
Still
and
the
you
same,
and you still
same
don't,
angle.
or it's like a bunch of different angles, but you still don't have like a really good clear idea of what they look like.
Sunglasses and hats, no.
And like lots of,
That is not a photo.
not as your main one. Like it's okay to have like
No,
a candid
no.
photo
I
somewhere.
do not want to see you with sunglasses or hats. Take them off. That is not like, I don't know if you have hair, if you don't have hair, what your hair looks like, short, long, blonde, pink. I want to see you as you're going to appear in my face.
It wouldn't bother me if somebody had a hat on, only if the hat was like blocking me from seeing their face. Because ultimately, I don't care what your hair looks like, I would say. For me personally.
I do care.
But
I
just,
can't do the long hair. It's not for me.
oh yeah, I don't care.
Oh no.
It wouldn't be my first pick, but I'm not gonna like. Yeah, I don't know. I don't care.
No.
I'm fine with long hair. I'm fine with
Hair.
bald hair. All of
So
the
here's my
all of
thing.
the
It's like
hair
I don't
things.
have a lot of preferences. If I see you as a whole and I'm attracted to you, it's a yes.
Yeah.
Period. Right? And it can be like, it can be long hair. It can be also bald people, but like I have to see you as a whole and make my own decision
Yeah.
and understand what I'm agreeing to, because like I might actually just make my my mind is like, oh well, like in this particular case, this face and this hair and this
Looks great.
thing, I feel attracted to
Yeah.
this, and so then it's great. But if I don't know that and you're leading me to believe or to fill in the gaps, which I will fill in with obviously things that I might want rather than things that are real,
Yeah.
then there's a disappointment that happens, or that there's a sense and feeling of manipulation where like you knew this and you purposely obscure it or hide it, and I think, obviously not because they're wearing a hat, but like, like there are things that are a little bit more like, misleading. Um, like I remember like weight and height, you know, are some of the things that kind of sort of come to mind, but like people are just loosely saying, oh yeah, I'm like 6 feet, and then they're like shorter than me, and I'm like, okay, what's happening? Like you don't have to lie about that. Like
Yeah, it's
I
just
am
like
going to meet you.
it's just why. Like, let's just like all agree to like present ourselves as
As
we are.
truthfully as you can online.
Yeah, because like you're gonna meet the person, and if you're presenting this like false image of yourself and then you show up, like the likelihood that you're gonna get rejected on the spot there is high. Or
You make it uncomfortable for everybody.
exactly, exactly. It's uncomfortable for you and it's uncomfortable for
Yeah.
the other person on the other end. So it's just like
Yeah, it's
doesn't make any sense
yeah.
for
So
anybody.
don't lie. Have different angles. Show a lot of photos. Show your face.
Yeah, don't.
Or send your face if you're, more private. I personally don't agree with that whole like, oh, I'm gonna hide my face. Like, if you live in San Francisco, like even our like, what is the wiener guy? Like he's in government. He's on Grinder. People know who he is. He is on it. So if he can be on Grinder connecting with people,
You can.
You're okay.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing else.
Nobody at your work cares.
Nobody cares. It's San Francisco. Everybody's gay here, In other cities, I'm not going to speak to that because I'm not on those cities. And, we know that there are different worlds and realities out there. So if you want to keep your face private until you start talking with someone, until you feel safe, sure, you can do that. But I don't know. For me personally, if you don't have your face, like I'm gonna start questioning. It's like why? And like then if you send me a face and then you send me like a shitty face photo, no, you need to at least send me like 5. Because like honestly, you can even look at my Instagram, and if you don't have enough, references on the apps, you can still go to my Instagram and see videos of me singing, or like you can like literally get a very clear picture of who I am. And I think I expect something along those lines as well.
Yeah.
So good proper etiquette.
Agreed.
So since we're talking about photos, I guess that the next step is like the nudes photos.
Yeah.
And what is the proper etiquette for this?
First and foremost, consent.
Consent. Anything that is sexual, guys, let's just make it a baseline. Ask for consent or know their answers. Like if it's in their profile and says like yes, send them. If it says no, don't send them. If it says not at first, ask.
If we've been having a conversation and like been complimenting each other, it's likely that I do want to see them, but still, just like ask. Can I see your XX pics? Do you want to see mine? Like,
yeah. It's that one is not that difficult.
No.
I think like, for the most part, if there's already engagement and you're in a hookup app, like, just us like, can I see your album, or do you want to see my album? Do you want to trade albums? Like, I think that's an easy one. Let's talk about what makes a good nude, because it seems that some of you don't know that. And so it can actually play against you. So
I have a hard no for toilets in the picture. I
interesting.
hate when people send me like a nude and I can see like the toilet in the background. I don't know why. I'm just like,
If it's in the bathroom,
close the lid.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess.
Context. You're like, you're not the only thing in the photo.
Bro, yeah, think about your background. I
Yeah.
think that that's important on all photos. And it's not just because of a toilet, but it's because of like, did you make your bed? Do you have trash all over the floor? Like
My favorite is when you get like a nude and it's like this really messy room and just like scrolling through and looking through like, whoa, what is
Wow,
going on
exactly,
in there?
yeah, exactly. There's a lot.
It's a
It's like,
fun game for me, but it is like a big red flag at
yeah,
the same
yeah,
time.
not something that is gonna make me want to go to your place,
No.
which I usually don't.
Or
do
even have you
anyways.
come to mine.
Yeah. Um. So yeah. So look at the background. Be aware of that. Look at your light. Light is important, guys. Like natural light is the best. If you're gonna have like light from a bathroom, like you're gonna get some weird shadows. Might make things not very appetizing.
Yeah.
It's kind of like taking photos of food. If you don't really know how to take a good photo of food,
Somebody just takes like their
sometimes
picture
it
of their
just looks
kale
really, really
they're
bad.
straight
And
up.
like you seen those photos on Instagram of people trying to share their like lunch, and you're like, ew, please don't do that. Like, I'm sure it was delicious, but like it does not look well. So light plays a big role on this. Now, with dick pics, I am not a professional photographer of my own, but I'm a very good observer, and I can tell you what makes a good dick pic. And definitely, I need context. I do not like this fully disembodied
Just a
dick
dick.
photos, without hand and some part of your body that also is showing. It just feels fucking weird. I don't really know what to put it in context of. I also like, again,
That's the like when it's their dick and it's like looking straight down
yeah,
and
straight down.
maybe you can see some toes.
Yeah, maybe. And you don't know if it's like 10 inches large or 1 inch.
It's usually
Like,
not.
you have like, like, there's no context, so.
How do we feel about taking dick pics with like a remote control or like a water bottle? Do we like those? Because I don't necessarily like
Oh,
those.
those like for showing no context. Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
It's like I get what you're going for. I get what you're going for by trying to give me an idea of the size of your penis.
yeah, but that's
But the
usually
size of your
that's
penis.
usually that if you have a large thing. Most people don't do that because, and again, be confident about what you are. Don't lie. We're gonna see it eventually. Like,
Not
what's
only
the
are we,
point?
if things go well, I'm gonna do a lot more than see it.
Yeah, exactly. And so, like, what's the point of like,
Lying.
like trying to market, your thing for, different than it is.
This isn't capitalism, guys. This is hooking up and dating. There's no marketing. There's no like fluffy advertising.
Yeah.
Like we are who we are. We are what we are.
And you want to be liked and loved for who you are.
Exactly.
And so what is the point of the rest,
Yeah.
And so, like, just get it out of the way. The sooner the better, like, there's no end goal that is going to make, someone like you more or less by like a photo, you know? So, but yeah, don't go super up close. Make sure it's dry if you're going for that, because when there's like just wetness and weird stuff, I don't know, like, to me feels not clean.
Wetness.
Also, personally, if you're going to send photos of you having sex with someone else, ask if the other person wants to see it. I don't want to see that. It's an absolute turn off. I know there are people that are into that. They totally dig that. They want to, picture themselves in the frame, But keep your private life private from me, at least at the beginning. I don't need to know like where you've been or with who.
Well, and it's also like for me personally, like part of the like turn off of the like upfront nudes and the like sending me a video of you fucking is like it ruins
The mystery and the discovery.
the discovery of it. Like if like the for me, if I know that I am physically attracted to you, I actually don't want to see your nudes and I would much rather just see it all in person because it's just more interesting that way.
Yeah.
And exponentially that when it comes to like sending me sex videos. Like, I don't care what you look like when you're fucking somebody else. I care what's happening when we're fucking, and
Yeah.
like it's just like it serves no
I
purpose
I
for
think
me.
I think the mystery, like all of my nudes are more of like conceptual hints. Like it's like, yeah, you'll get to see it, but like you're getting like a special angle or like something that is just very like enticing without necessarily being super descriptive.
Mm-hmm.
And so um I find that that actually works better because I have tried different methods, in my exploration of like, well, what people like, what people don't like. Um and so I noticed that like, oh, if I just hint to this, like you still get an idea without getting the whole thing, and then there's
Yeah.
more desire to discover, and there's more mystery, and I think people are attracted to mystery, like period.
Yeah.
Once it's all out there and like you show it in that light, also like, unless it's a really great photo and you have a very beautiful thing,
Well, that's
you might not get like, like the response that you want. And
yeah. Well,
so
and that's just how our brains work. Our brains want to fill in the blank. They want to solve the puzzle. If you
yeah.
just hand them the finished puzzle, there's no interest or intrigue
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. I love that. Yeah. So then for aspects, I'm gonna say butt pictures are really, really hard to take. And I would say on
gotta
those ones,
break your fucking spine, twisting around.
please do not do the twist and shoot. That looks awful in every single scenario. It just looks terrible.
You look like
So
your
you're
back
gonna
is
have to
breaking.
put a timer on a phone that is propped somewhere, or ask someone to take a good photo of you. And you want angles and you want curves. You don't want it like straight through, like it
This
just,
is me from the back, just
yeah,
turned around.
just sure no, like you wanna like you will have to pose for that photo to look good, otherwise it's not gonna look good. Um and uh then this is a preference.
Whole pics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have them. I don't send them when asked. I feel that they're just a little bit too intimate,
Yeah.
you know. Uh, but if you're going to do it, I guess I don't have an advice for you because I don't find that pleasant. So I don't know how to take a good one of that. So.
Yeah. I will. Yeah. I mean, I definitely have, I would say, like, I don't have the confidence to, like, yeah, just like send like a blatant whole pic.
Yeah.
My workaround is like a pic with like me using a plug or something like that. That's the closest you'll get to like a whole pic from me.
That's an interesting like
Compromise.
compromise.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like it's kind of a whole pic, but not exactly.
Imagine you here.
Yeah, exactly. This could be
This could be you. Oh,
But
man.
I will say, in like maybe like a weirdly in the opposite direction, for me, anybody who is advertising themselves as any version of a top who has like a vehement opposition to whole pics like listed on their profile, I'm worried about you. Like you have to put your dick in a hole, right?
Yeah,
Like,
you know where it goes.
you
Right?
know you're gonna see. Do you like just cover your eyes
No,
and
no, no,
like where's the hole?
wait. I mean, if they're at the top and they don't want to like get a photo of it, I absolutely respect
I
that.
absolutely yeah.
Now, if they say no butt pics, then that will be a problem.
That would be crazy.
That will be fucking.
I will say though, and I won't say names, but and maybe things are different now. But I like.
You know who he's talking about. He's talking directly at you.
I love you so much. To me, it was just like this like super confounding thing. This is off the topic of pictures specifically, but I just had this friend who was like, really top leaning, like very rare bottom circumstances, but was like very against like eating ass.
Oh, sorry, we're not a match.
Oh God, I know. I was just like, dang, that's like a whole
You need to love
my butt.
yes.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
there's
yeah.
no way that you're gonna come here and just treat me like you're a doctor to a patient. Like no, you need to be in love and passionate and absolutely desire.
It's addictive. You need to be,
Otherwise, I don't want you near me.
yeah.
You know, if you're weird about it, like trust me, I'm I'm weird about it, so I'll make sure that that tastes like brown sugar and smells like geranium.
For me, it's
And
always
those are
coconut.
true flavors and smells
Yeah, for me, it's
you'll
always
get.
going to be coconut.
But the thing is, yeah, but there's so
I
much
just,
I want to say
I
this
just want to
topic.
hone in on like everybody just got the flavor of me and Dario's buttholes.
See, this is what vulnerability just looks like, you guys.
I taste like coconut.
There is no more secrets
I hope
between
you're not
us.
allergic to coconut.
I had a friend that was allergic to coconut.
I always
You should warn
I
them.
always think about it. I'm always like, man, I could kill someone.
That was a deadly asshole.
Anaphylaxis.
Your butt is to kill for.
Yeah, anaphylaxis. Something there. There's a word play. Anaphylaxis, shock. And like, aspirin. There's something
yeah.
there. Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you for clarifying. So. Oh yeah, we do. I'm like looking at my notes. It's like, oh, we talked about all of this. We really didn't need notes.
Well, we all have so many feelings about Grindr and app etiquette. Yeah, this one was an easy.
Yeah, this one was a super easy one. So the last thing that we didn't discuss yet is like kinks. You know, like there are photos that are more in the kinky world. You know, so we were just talking more about the basics, but obviously, if you're into kinks, you can have those photos too. Just make sure you check.
Yeah, make sure the person you're talking to is
before you
interested
send
in
those
that.
things, because it's consent. It's like you might expose someone too fast to something that they might not be interested on, and it's a little bit like it feels a little bit like intense. There's certain kinks that like I don't really need to see them.
Yeah.
Just like you fucking other people, like just ask.
Yeah.
Just ask. Like because I'm not judging you, and you can still have your kinks. It's just like maybe we're not a match again. So like protect other people's eyes from raping them with your photos.
Sidebar question. How do you feel about the whole like what are you into question?
That takes us to our next main topic, which is sexual preferences.
Perfect.
Again, I mean, if in the context of hooking up, I think that that's something that you want to talk about it right away. I always found that really weird because I'm into so many things and I can be into so many things, and also I have an ideal fantasy stuff that I'm into, and then if someone shows up and the energy is not there, I'm not into those things with that person, but I might still be into other things with that person. And so like, yes, there's like some guidelines that you might want to talk about beforehand and that you want to, but I'm not going to like describe my ideal scenario and all of the details so that like, because this is the other thing too. It's like most likely, given the statistics, you're probably jacking off to like what I'm saying and not telling me about it. And then by the time I'm done, you're done. And then nothing really happens. And so like,
it's so weird to me that that's like
Again.
a thing that people do on Grindr. Like I've never used Grindr in that way.
Really?
Never just been hunting for pics and ended up jerking off to pictures of something.
I might have done that.
If I was jerking off to somebody's pictures that they sent me, there was definitely a lot more.
Well, I would prefer to do more, but
No,
like
I mean, like
so,
there was a lot more engagement, communication,
Right.
interaction. There's never been like the like quick
Oh yeah,
for
sure.
me.
Like,
Like,
so-
and that's just to me. That's weird. Like, not to me. I think that that's like an odd approach to like. I would never want to jack off like that. Like, I would never want to be like hunting for some person's pictures on Grindr and like, oh, I got them now. I'm gonna
never
jack off.
manipulate that to happen.
Yeah.
Like generally, when I've been on Grindr is because I want to meet someone.
Yeah.
Period. You know, is it dating or is it hookup? Like, I still want to meet you.
Yeah.
The timeline might be different, but regardless, you know, like,
I'm there to meet people.
yeah, I'm there to meet people. Like
Yeah.
that. That's to me super clear.
Yeah.
You know, and usually when I go online, I do. You know, if I was looking for a hookup, I will go online when I had the time, or I knew I was going to have the time in the foreseeable 5 hours, you know, within two, likely,
Yeah.
you know, so like never just being casually on Grinder when I didn't have the time to meet someone, you
Yeah.
know. If the last time that I was on Grinder, it was very clear in my profile that I was looking for dating and going on walks, usually on the evenings. So like depending on when I will check messages, that could be a thing that could happen that day, or that could be a thing that could happen, you know, the next day
Tomorrow,
or
later in the
tomorrow, or
week.
whenever we can
Yeah.
arrange on that. Those are not very productive on Grindr specifically, because if you don't secure something for the moment, the next time that you happen to be online with that person might be, you know, not anytime soon. And if you're like me, then like I deleted the thing, and like God knows how many like options I had that I have not checked now in like a month or something.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Anytime I have any kind of like good encounter with a person, I always try to like exchange instas or something to get off the app in some way, shape, or form.
So yeah, so the whole like what you into, you know, I think like beyond top bottom bursts, you know, or
Specific,
oral.
more specific kinks. Like I think that like
I mean, if you're looking for a specific kink that you need to satisfy and it is an imperative, obviously you have to say that.
yeah,
If it is not an imperative, like I'm not gonna tell you all my fucking kinks just to like,
Yeah.
you know, like unless I'm really itching for that particular
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
And I'm generally not that kind of person. I'm not that obsessed with anything, you know, that I just need to do it that way, in that particular way, in that form.
Yeah.
You know, like, but maybe I'm not, you know, the type that you're describing. But if you do have a specific kink, you obviously want to share that. And if that you're hooking up with someone and that's what you want to do, then just say it, you know.
Well, yeah, and I think that that's my point is that like if you're on Grinder because you're like I'm looking for to get DP'd, I'm looking to get fisted,
Right.
I'm looking for a couple to hook up, or I just want to be a cum dump, or like whatever it is. If you're coming there with a specific intention, do not start that like teasing out if I'm a match for you with what are you into? Be, hey,
Oh,
I'm
very
looking
clear
for
about what you
this.
want.
Is that something that you're interested in? As opposed to what are you into? What are you into? Oh, you didn't list anything.
It makes it longer.
That's
Yeah,
when like
it makes it super long. Yeah, 'cause, I mean, if you hit someone like me, it's like I'm into a certain type of things which I don't need to execute neither right away or that I might want to execute with someone I don't know yet. You know, like those are things that might actually be later on
yeah.
if I become a fuck buddy with you or like I'm dating you. Um, but I just don't really even want to waste time because to me it's like, well, you know, I can get into so many things. I have gotten into things that I never thought I would get into because that person was so into it that like I found that so sexy and attractive and
Yeah.
like
100%
and
contact.
it got me into it. And so yeah, it's just wasting time on that to me it's irrelevant because ultimately it comes down to chemistry and connection for me. And you know, times that I spend describing the perfect scenario just so like the person will show up here, I was like, oh yeah, you're not giving the vibe that I needed to. And
There's
now
no
it's just
point.
like such a disappointment, right? And so like I'd rather keep it loose, general, you know, which makes me come to this other question. It's like just state if you're a top, a bottom, burst. Just please state it. And you don't have to like, you know, be fixed. Like you can be a burst top or you can be a burst bottom, you know, but just to state what you are and so we can see if we're a match.
Yeah.
And don't fucking lie about it.
Yeah.
People have lied to me because they wanted to have sex with me. And I can tell within 2 minutes if you're a top or not. You know, like I will be able to tell that. You know, and I have gotten bottoms here. It's like, well, you're so hot. I just wanted to like have an opportunity. And I'm like, but you're not into my you're not into my butt. Like, why are you here? You know, like, again, manipulation. Like, you're getting what you want, but I'm not getting what I want. Like, how is that fair? Like, just Jesus, people. Like,
It doesn't make sense.
and then the other thing that I absolutely hate, and I don't know if you can do this on Grinder, but you can on Scruff, and I literally talk to support about this because I feel like it's just
You
the
can on,
worst
I
thing.
know what you're gonna say. You can on Sniffies.
You can select more than one role, and that is fucking frustrating.
Doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense. You cannot be a bottom, a burst, a bottom burst, a top burst. Like, just select one. The one that you select implies the other ones. It's clear to all of us. If you're burst, you're equally top and bottom. We understand that. If you're burst top, you like to top more. If you're top, you're top.
Yeah.
But if you select, this is the problem. It's like Scruff allows you to do this. So if you select bottom, top, burst, top, burst, like all of them, because you think you're gonna have more opportunities that way, all you're doing is fucking up the search for everybody else that are looking for very specific things. Because now I'm looking at your profile that came up in my search, and I don't know which one you are. I don't know what you care about in that moment. And I'm very specific about what I'm looking for. I'm not interested in meeting bottoms. I'm not interested in meeting burst bottoms. I'm not even interested in meeting burst people. And the reason why is because the chemistry is absolutely different. You think it's not, but it is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe you when you say, like, oh, I like everything equally. And it's like, well, that is a problem because I generally don't like certain things the burst bottoms and bottoms like.
Yeah. Well, and I think that if you are verse, because I mean you're strict bottom looking for strict top,
Yeah.
somebody who is verse likely wants to be able to have both
Yeah.
with a person. So
Yeah.
it's like it's unlikely that that's going to be a match because you wouldn't be able
Yeah.
to satisfy. And it's like just be honest. That's
Again,
okay.
just be honest. Do what you want, and understand that you being honest might also mean that you don't get the thing that you absolutely want.
Yeah.
Because it has to be equal for everybody. Otherwise, it's unfair.
Yeah.
Just be fair. Jesus.
Well, if you're communicating inaccurately, you're gonna not get what you want inevitably. Like if somebody's coming to you being like, "Oh, I'm a strict top," but they're not a strict top, and then they show up, just what you described is gonna happen, and it's gonna be obvious that they're not that thing. They're not gonna get what they want. You're not gonna get what you want. It's gonna be a bad interaction.
And now it's awkward for everybody.
Yeah.
I don't want to, have to tell us like, hey, I'm not into it. Like once we're naked.
Yeah.
Like that is just a little too late for that. That can still happen. Like sometimes you don't have chemistry and you have to call it, but let's try to minimize that because it's fucking awkward.
Because we can, and we can minimize that so easily, so much earlier on.
Yeah. So let's say we move through all of those, like very key questions and we're finally meeting and we need to arrange when to meet. First of all, like we talked about it earlier. Don't go through all of this and then say it's like, oh, actually, I wasn't looking for right now. If you went through all of that fucking time and questions and things, it is imply you're looking for now. And if you're not, and you still want to go through that, just say it at the beginning.
Yeah, in the initial like, hey, what's up? Not much, not really looking right now, just kind of tired, chilling, scrolling through the app.
Really, so let's talk about
looking for chatting. Yeah.
And so again, equalize the feel and make sure that you're aligned, early on. Like don't wait until the end because it's so frustrating when you're like one person is thinking, oh, they're gonna meet me, and then the other person is like, it's just like casually like just jacking off and looking at photos and talking, So, but we get to the who host situation. I have very strong opinions about this.
I think it's logistical. I think that there's lots of reason and logic because I feel the same way, and I think that likely most of us feel the same way. But let's all agree that bottoms get to host. Tops,
if they want to.
As long as the bottom wants to host, bottom gets preference over hosting.
But I think like it should be also assumed or at least given that the chance to say that, and then if you're a top, you should be okay with traveling.
Yeah, the bottoms are putting in way more work than you.
A lot more work than you. So if you're a top and you're not aware of how much work that goes, it can take up to a whole fucking day to be ready. And then on top of that, you want to do a double check, and then you want to like, take an extra shower, and you want to have also access to your stuff close by,
Yeah.
just in case.
Yeah.
Like, it takes a lot of time, and like I don't want to do that and get all prep and then have to travel
And then on the
and
way.
then and like be on the way, and like that adds so much time, and like now like what was supposed to be like a short interaction, now you're putting so much more expectations on someone, like, so just be considerate.
Yeah.
If you're a bottom and you want to travel, by all means, I'm not
Oh,
gonna stop you.
yeah,
But like
absolutely.
I think like bottom hosting preference
Take
first,
priority.
take priority over the top. So like if you're like one of those tops, it's like, oh well, I want them to come to me. You're already an asshole, and I don't want to go to you. Like, you're probably selfish in bed also, and so I'm not gonna have fun.
Yeah, it's like the fact of the matter, like just acknowledge, like just know that you doing that is going to significantly reduce your chances, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
Like you're not entitled to bottoms coming to you.
Yeah. And that's the thing too. Like if you're a bottom and you're like so accommodating, like you're fucking it up for the rest of us. But anyhow, like don't be selfish in bed. We'll get to that whole thing in another sex etiquette, but like Jesus. So because of that, if you do commit to going somewhere, couple things to have in mind. Just tell the person when you leave the house. Tell the person if you change your mind.
Yeah, be honest about like time
Be
expectations.
clear about your time, how long it's gonna take you. This is just basic respect, especially for the bottom. We are putting a lot more extra work. We're getting ready for you. We're like doing everything that we need to do. Make sure that the house is impeccable too. That's what I do. You get clean sheets generally. So like
I'm douching my entire apartment, essentially. Everything is getting cleaned out and ready.
Yeah. And so like just please be considerate if you're not gonna make it, if you don't come. And if you are in the way, or if you're delayed, just communicate. It's all good, for the most part, unless you're telling me a big change in plans, like now it's going to take you 2 hours. Well, maybe we need to renegotiate. But tell me when you're leaving, and then give me like a 10-minute, like, I'm almost there. Yeah, I'm almost there. I'm going to be there, X, Y, Z, like, and so like everything just goes smoothly.
And it's okay if shit comes up and you do have to change your plans. Communicate it, because you not communicating it is going to squash your chances of ever actually having sex with this person. Communicating it is going to probably increase your chances of having sex with this person in the future.
And speaking about that, sometimes shit does come up.
Exactly.
And it does for the bottom, and quite literal things. And I have one opportunity, I remember, like, I was like, hey, I am so sorry, you're probably on the way. It's not happening tonight.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I did everything right, and it's still not working.
My body is against me.
And I'm telling you because I care about you, for one, and like, I'm not lying to you. Like, I will not use that excuse for anything else but the truth.
Yeah.
And please don't be an asshole if I tell you that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm already probably, mortified.
Yeah, we already feel plenty of types of ways about
Yeah, like there's already a lot. And so this one person was so mean to me. It's like, oh, you made me waste all this time. And I'm like,
how much time do you think I've been spending?
Exactly. But it made me feel like awful,
But absolutely.
But it's like there's no makeup for it. Like, all I can tell you is like, I want to do this. It's just not gonna work out tonight.
I literally
cannot. So don't insist. Just
be
trust my word. Yeah, trust my word for it, and be kind of like, we will try it again if you want to. You don't have to. Like, I understand if you feel like I betray you or ruin your time, but I will not use that excuse for anything else. That does not mean someone else is coming over. Does that not mean like I got tired and changed my mind? I will say those things if I have to say those things. I will never use that other excuse. If I tell you I can't tonight, I literally something came up.
Yeah.
So, and don't ghost. We talked about this so many times about this, but like, don't fucking ghost. You know, if someone is getting ready for you, preparing, cleaning their apartment, expecting you, like, just don't disappear, you know? Like, that just, it's just so low.
And it's like, and maybe sometimes it's a simple, and maybe that simple is not the right word, but maybe sometimes it's like anxiety, nervousness comes up. That's okay. I guarantee, likely the person that you're gonna meet is also probably feeling some degrees
Yeah.
of anxiety and nervousness
Yeah.
as well. We all do. Sometimes that's kind of part of it a little bit.
Yeah.
Communicate it. It's okay. One, it'll probably result in like a degree of understanding, which will make the interaction in the future, or even if it ends up happening that day, better.
Yeah.
But like, it's just 19,000 times better than ghosting.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, I get anxious, everybody gets anxious, everybody gets nervous. If something comes up for you mentally and you're just not able to do it anymore, just communicate it. We can try again later.
Yeah. And now, if all of that was a lie from the beginning and you're not the person you say you are and you were not intending to come and you lie about your photos and now obviously you cannot show up, then fuck you. Like, that is an awful thing to do
Yeah.
to someone. And I have had it done so many times where, like, I given you my address and you're fake. Like, that is despicable.
Yeah.
And you should remove yourself from all apps and interactions with the world forever.
Yeah. Well, and that's why Grindr needs photo
Yeah,
verification.
and that's why we need photo
It would be-
notifications, and that's why I
it
don't
would clear
accept
out
that you don't have
so much.
photos or Instagram or anything that I can check that you're a real person.
Yeah.
You know, because like that type of behavior have ruined it for everybody else, and now we all have this weird fucking anxieties because you don't actually ever know, and it's unacceptable for Grindr also to not have a verification
Yeah.
process.
At this juncture for the
Yeah.
cost that they're making us pay.
So go Archer. Archer has verification if you want like real safe connection. Also, I mean, beyond saying like the people that do get killed, you know, because there's like stray crazy people out there. So like, let's, you know,
Yeah, Grindr, can you make it a little bit safer for us,
yeah,
please?
exactly.
Thank
They
you.
have used your app. Grindr is the app that they use to go and like have murders. So fuck you, Grindr.
Yeah.
Hope you get on loose.
Yeah, I hope somebody ghosts you. I hope you spend all day cleaning out and get ghosted.
My God, that's the worst. That's the worst. So, rejection is the next topic. There is so many ways to reject people online, and it is part of the game. We're not gonna like each other most of the time. Like, you know, it's not easy to find a match. But there are ways to reject that are kind, and there are ways to reject that makes you an asshole.
Reject with respect.
Yeah, reject with respect. I personally like have a very common phrase prepare to make it kind and just be gentle on other people, because rejection can literally be about so many things. It can be about, for me, it can be about distance, compatibility. uh we're not looking for the same thing. um and so, it's unfortunate, like sometimes, it goes beyond attractiveness. I will never say that you're ugly or, like literally, I'm not a match for you. And so
Yeah.
that's my to-go phrase. I make it about myself. I'm not a match, unfortunately, and I try to avoid making it super specific. And I don't think it's necessary to say it.
Because it doesn't matter.
It doesn't really matter. It's just, like, I also should be empowered to just to say, like, I'm not into this for whatever reason that is.
I think the only time it matters is if somebody like maybe exhibited a specific like red flag behavior or something like that. Like maybe they used like an inappropriate word, or like trying to think of maybe like a specific scenario. Like, I don't know, somebody was mean, or I think there are certain areas where like you did this thing or you said this thing, and I think that maybe we aren't a match. Like, I think that those are certain areas where maybe
I mean, again, I don't know if I will get super specific because
I normally don't. I certainly normally
because
don't.
unless I'm expecting clarity to disambiguate, my understanding of that and then maybe fix it. I if I want to do a clean cut, I just usually communicate, hey, listen, I don't think we're a match, or if it's after the into question, like I might be more clear and be like, hey, I don't think we're into the same things. Uh, there are a couple of things that if people are into those things, it's an automatic turn off for me.
Yeah.
And so, like, I just state that we're not into
Into
the
the
same
same thing.
things. And I don't, and honestly, if that happens, I also don't want to tell them because I don't want them to adjust,
Or
you
feel
know,
insecure. Yeah.
yeah, like
It's okay to have your
if they're looking for
preferences.
something and that's an absolute no for me. I don't want them to adjust because then,
Yeah.
like, I just feel like, oh, now I need to like perform, or I know that they're not getting what they want, but they're kind of like it's just
Yeah.
like a lukewarm interaction. That's not what we want,
Yeah.
right? uh at least I'm in the stage where, like, I don't want half-ass interactions. I want, like,
Intention.
full intentional, great experiences. uh Overall, hooking up for me, it doesn't make a great experience anymore. So, like, it just doesn't happen as often, but I'm kind of sort of speaking broadly right now. um you don't need to criticize people's appearances directly.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason to do that ever. You don't have to say, I'm not into your race. You don't have to say, I'm into this race only. Like,
Or
you
I'm
can,
not, or age,
or
or
age, I'm not into older, or I'm not into young. Like, you can just literally say, hey, I am not a match. And that is just so clear and so kind, without creating mortification on already a very traumatized community of people.
yeah.
We are all insecure. We all have to deal with so much from society to release shame, to release our past pain, to release a lot of the rejection we received growing up. Uh, so, like, why do we need to, like, double down on that type of behavior? If you're in pain, go to therapy. Don't take it out on other people, because then we're just perpetuating this. We're not growing, we're not healing, and we need to heal as a community. So let's be kind to each other for those same reasons, because you don't fucking know what is happening on the other side,
Yeah.
and I have a story for that too, which you were part of it. So we were on Archer in one of those community chats, and it was an advice chat. And I woke up one morning, I was just kind of sort of like looking through the advice chat room, and I saw this one short message from a young, I think he was 23.
Yeah, he
His
was
profile
definitely
say
young.
23 years old. And he's like, I don't know what else to do. I am just tired of the community. I feel like I don't belong. Uh, Gay men don't care about me. Nobody answers me. Nobody, like, just essentially just a completely broken, defeated soul. Uh, and he said that he was thinking about unaliving himself because nobody cared. And automatically, my first instinct was to, like, go to his profile so I could message him. And that person had already, like, closed their account. So I texted Ryan, and I was like, oh my god, I'm like at the verge of tears, like, like this, just I just read this thing and it really touched me. And I was very frustrated because I feel like a lot of those behaviors are projections of, like, unhealed trauma, plus this lack of humanity that we are all, showing online, and it's unnecessary. And so, like, we need to remember that, like, not everybody has access to therapy, not everybody has had done their healing, especially young impressionable kids just coming into the scene and being met with this very cold, robotic dynamics that we're all showing online. And so we can be warmer, we can bring back the humanity, and avoid situations where, like, someone will absorb and misunderstand that lack of warmth as, like, they are the problem and that they are the issue. Because a lot of us that, even myself, before I went through certain, like, levels of healing, like, I will take it as, like, oh, there's something wrong with me, that's why people are answering me this way.
Yeah.
That's why people don't show up. That's why people cancel on me. I am the problem. And it took so many years of therapy to move through that to the place where I am out, where like obviously I have a thick skin. Now I understand, you know, online interactions, but I feel like it's just, avoidable,
Yeah.
and
With a simple saved phrase, a couple of words, it's like literally 2 clicks. And the difference between somebody spiraling into depression because of like a constant state of ignoring, it's just like we can be better. We are better, I
we're
think.
better. Yeah. Because like you wouldn't treat anybody in person like that.
Yeah. And if you would, you're a bad person.
Yes. I don't know why I found that funny, but yeah, I mean that's an option too. Yeah, it's like if that's how you're choosing to talk to people in real life, then we have a bigger problem there.
Yeah.
Uh, but I don't think for the most people I want to believe in kindness, and
I
and
think
I think like most people will never like be that aggressive, in real life, so
I think my point there was online and real world are not different
right.
places.
They're
Like they're
not
not
anymore. Like it's like a very
they're the same place. Like we all live both in the online world and the real world. They are completely and totally integrated
yeah.
and intertwined with each other. It's not just because you're online, it's not acceptable to suddenly adapt a completely different set of behaviors that you would never
Values, morals, and
exhibit
personality.
that you would never
Yeah,
exhibit in person. Like it
yeah,
just doesn't suddenly make it acceptable because it's through a screen.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
be kind, be respectful.
And the person that you're online, it's the person that you're also. And so if there are behaviors that you're using online and you haven't looked at them closely, like you should look at them closely because they're part of who you are.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't exempt you because you're online to be an asshole.
Yeah.
Like that is probably part of who you are already.
Mhm.
And so look at that stuff. Um, I I think that the other side of this, I think, is uh learn how to accept rejection. There's that amazing TED talk, I have yet to like test this out because I am such a shy person. But I don't know if you've seen it, like that guy that just literally attempts every day to be rejected at least once. So he comes out with this wild, you know, challenges for himself to go and like ask people to do different things, and
No, I haven't
the
seen it.
goal is specifically to get rejected so he can train himself to get rejected.
Be okay with it.
And I think for the gay world, it's so hard. We have so much pain about rejection
Mhm.
and we're not practiced, and we want to try to avoid rejection. And in order to do that, we want to always be in control. And while doing that, and I'm going to cite an example from therapy very recently. In order to do that, we try to jump the gun and see how quickly we can reject the other person before they reject us, because we're so afraid that they might reject us and we don't want to feel that. And so, like, if you're rejected, learn to accept that gracefully. Um, it's okay.
It doesn't mean that there's
It
something wrong
doesn't
with
mean
you.
that you have no value. It doesn't mean you're not worthy. It doesn't mean what it may mean is that you're not gonna get away with what you wanted.
It
And that's
means that
something that
this
you can learn to live with,
it means that this super unique puzzle piece and you of a super unique puzzle piece don't necessarily fit together. And that's okay.
That's okay.
It's like
You wanna know that ahead of time.
yeah.
Don't obsess with people that don't like you. I think like I train myself through therapy to, if you're not into me, that is an automatic turn off.
Yeah.
For me, I will not pursue you. I will not push you. I will not obsess over you. I do conscious work around that. The thing about control, this is something that I'm training now. Um, I have had this very strong reaction to people not responding to me. Like these cases that I was sharing earlier in the episode, and in the past, if someone like will ghost me, I will block them so they could never again message me. And the problem with that is like sometimes like my threshold of anxiety of being triggered and in this like trigger state will be very short, especially before therapy, and so like maybe someone will not answer me within like 6 hours, and I will block them because I couldn't bear and I didn't know how to self-soothe to like calm myself down from my own anxiety of rejection, right? And so like if I blocked them, then I knew for a fact they were not going to message me. So now I was taking back control. And so this is like, 10 years ago, my threshold was really low. Now, it's more about like until I'm sure that they're not replying. Uh but my therapist challenged me this last week to like not block them at all, and I was like, oh, okay. I can do this, like I'll just like he's like, well, like maybe they did had an accident and like 3 months from now, like they'll message you and be like, hey, I'm so sorry, I lost my memory and like you know
You never know.
yeah, you never know. And so like that was the biggest challenge. I was like, okay, fine. So what I did is I deleted their numbers. I cannot message anymore because then like in my head I will still kind of sort of mull it over. Obviously, I don't have the same anxieties that I had before. And like I said before, like I double text just to make sure, like, oh no, they're literally not
They're
replying.
ignoring me. Okay.
Like even like they're like literally not answering me a very direct
Intentionally,
question.
yeah.
Yeah. And it's been like a week, so like I'm like, okay, fine. So this time around I deleted the numbers, so like I can't message anymore, so like I
But
can't.
they still have access.
They have access if they want to.
Yeah.
And I actually just recently, um, I have, I had a story with a French person. He's very special, um, and there's all just good feelings towards him. But we went through something a little bit challenging at the time, uh, and and I had to kind of heal from it. And I blocked that person for a moment, and then like a few months later I sort of healed and I realized that I didn't really had any resentment, and so I unblocked them, but I didn't message. I just kind of left it open. And then on my birthday, I got a message from a French number that said, happy birthday, take care. And it was like very short and a cake. I think there was a cake emoji. And it was sweet because I didn't have the number anymore. Like I had deleted the number, but I knew it wasn't
Yeah.
blocked, and I knew right away who obviously sent me a message from like area code friends. So I responded, and I was like, "Oh, that was a really nice surprise. Thank you. I hope you're well." And it was very short. Like we didn't re-engage, but it was like a really beautiful thing. I also didn't know this person knew my birthday, so it was like the first
Surprise.
like I was super surprised about all of it. Um, but anyhow, my point is learn to accept rejection gracefully. Train yourself to accept rejection. You're gonna be rejected. I get rejected all the time. I learned to not make that a reflection of my worth.
I almost never get like a verbal
Rejected.
no, I just get ignored. I just don't get like
Oh
a
yeah, yeah, yeah.
verbal.
Well, I know, and that's so. It is part of the game, like now, but I don't think it needs to be because like I don't.
I don't
I feel
accept
like it's very cruel. It's very cruel.
I think, well, again, I think there's a layer of cruelty, but also insecurity. I think in some way, shape, or form, the people who like I said, like I described the scenario where like I will message a person on numerous occasions and they'll read it, they'll look at my profile and they won't respond. And it'll be like 4 or 5 times I've tried to reach out to them. To me, somebody who is like completely too afraid to like communicate lack of interest in that scenario is like one of those people who like is like kind of always wants to leave the door open. They're like, well, maybe one day I might be interested or something, so I just won't do anything.
You know what the worst thing is about living in a digital world where like we have so many options available at our fingertips, that being food, ordering things online,
Ordering
clothing,
anything,
things,
people.
and ordering people, is that we always think that there's something better around the corner, and we just can't fucking make a commitment to something, to explore it, to see it, if it's good enough, if like if you have curiosity, just invest some commitment to it, because otherwise we're gonna keep just like going in circles, and like, you know, if it calls you, you have something for each other. I'm the believer that like every person you come in contact with, you have a gift for them, and they have a gift for you.
Yeah, I love
Whether
that.
that is specifically what you have in mind, probably not.
Yeah.
But like, if you have a curiosity, if someone is, you know, generating some sort of interest or desire, or call for connection, go explore it. Like,
And if somebody definitely does not inspire any of that in you,
yeah, then
tell them
say so
so.
very clearly. It
Yeah.
goes nothing. And I think vulnerability and transparency is kindness.
Yeah.
They equal each other.
Yeah.
If you want to be a kind person, if your mama taught you right, if you taught yourself right,
Yeah.
like, transparency and clarity is kindness.
Yeah.
That was Brené Brown, I think. If you haven't heard of her, go
Love
check
her,
it
love
out.
Brene
It's
Brown.
amazing. Um,
One final thing, at least. I think it's super interesting that your default is to like was to like block before they could have the opportunity to like reject you or like remove the opportunity for them to like access you, and mine was to like instigate until I get a verbal rejection. Like, I'm like, you will reject me. Like, I won't let you avoid this.
but I feel like you have more of a desire to train people live, and like that's what calls you. I was like, I'm not going to tell you why we don't match. I don't need to tell you if you made a mistake on the way
Well,
you communicated with me.
I think the only time that
Because I would do that with people I'm interested, or that I have a relationship with you. Like, of course I'm gonna tell you why you said upset me. Like,
Yeah.
I have to have invested on
Yeah.
you. If I haven't invested on you, I'm just gonna be very cordial. And the reason why is because I think I also, the reason why you want to train yourself to be graceful, having rejections, is because then it makes it safe for everybody to be more open too. This is not you're doing all the work and then nobody else. It's like it helps everybody to help everybody.
Yeah, the work that you
Right.
do helps other people do
Yeah,
the
and
work.
so like I like I said before, I've been terrified of rejecting people, because I'm terrified of going to places and talk to you. I can tell you, when I lived in Texas, when I moved to Texas, um, I uh I decided that I was gonna go to bars, gay bars. There's only like two bars or three bars in Texas, Austin, uh, by myself, because I wanted to meet gay people, and I wanted to take myself out on date and like lose the fear of going to bars. And I think I tried it here in San Francisco too when I first moved. What happened in Texas, though, marked me for life, because I will go and I will talk to people and I will be really kind to people. And I was like, absolutely like, not as afraid of engaging with people. But what will happen is that those people will assume that I was interested on them sexually. And so we will have very pleasant conversations, and then they will jump the gun and try to kiss me without any flirting or anything that kind of sort of went beyond a pleasant conversation. Which to me was like, this was just a pleasant conversation.
Yeah.
We were not talking, we were not flirting, I did not give you any hints that I was interested in you beyond being pleasant. And then I will reject them and be like, oh, hey, I'm not interested in that way. I'm, just having a conversation with you. Um, and then they will flip the fuck out to like, you fucked me, let me on, and like, you should have told me sooner. And I'm like, first of all, I'm not gonna assume that you're into me because you're just
Talking
kind.
to me.
Yeah, like, obviously, like, I don't believe that I'm that attractive. I don't believe that everybody's going to be into me. Like, I don't go through the world thinking those things. But also, like, that traumatized me, because I was just like, oh shit, like, I'm not allowed to reject someone and for that person to be okay with. And I was not an asshole about it. So I
Yeah.
was just like, hey, I was not interested in that way. But the response that I get, because this person didn't know how to, and I wasn't strong enough, and I didn't have my boundaries set up, and I didn't go to therapy at the time, and I will take everything internal, it made me feel like shit.
Yeah.
It made me feel like I was a bad person. And so what did I change in behavior incorrectly at the time was like, well, now I'm not going to talk to anybody when I go out. I'm going to look at the floor when I'm at the gym. I don't want to engage anybody. I don't want to, like, because I internalized the fact that I did something wrong.
Yeah.
When in reality, it took me now years to uncover. It's like, oh, I didn't do anything wrong. I was just being a pleasant person. And this person made million assumptions. And then they projected on me their own insecurity because they couldn't accept rejection gratefully.
Yeah.
And so that's why you want to be kind too. Like, it just kind of helps everybody be more open and more vulnerable. And I think we need to heal this because a lot of us were rejected in high school when we didn't know any better, and we fell in love with our best friend, and school.
Or rejected by parents, or
Rejected by
rejected
our
by
parents,
some
or
kind of religious community or
yeah,
something.
like rejection runs so deep in the gay stories, and like I think like some of us, if you're not aware, it's almost like you're repeating or trying to be vindictive to other people for things that you still need to heal within yourself.
Or like you accept it as like that's the world, we reject each other, and that's just like how it is, and it's supposed to be cruel and cold, and like that's just
Yeah,
not
that's not true.
true.
And it's not true that, like, if you're horny, you need to lose your humanity.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not true that if you're on Grinder, you need to be like
Cold
cold and
and
sharp and aggressive and
transactional.
transactional. Like no human being is like that.
Yeah.
And if you are treating other people like that, or you want to be treated like that, again, I don't want to get super judgmental about it, but like, look deeper. Like, why do you think that you are worth being treated like that? Why do you believe that other people are worth being treated that way?
Yeah.
Like, look inside, like, because that's gonna give you some answers. I think like that might be some unresolved issues there. um but I think it costs nothing to be kind.
Well, and I think that part of like learning to accept rejection gracefully is also like understanding and accepting that like most people don't want to hurt your feelings.
Yeah,
Most people like rejecting people also like sucks. Like
it
I
sucks.
like I would, but I would rather be communicative and honest than just ignore somebody,
Yeah,
because the ignoring somebody is rude, and being mean is obviously being mean. Like the nicest
yeah.
thing you can do for somebody
Rejection is kind.
is be honest.
Yeah, yeah.
Be kindly honest.
Yeah. um yeah. I yeah, it takes absolutely nothing.
You have the time.
You can be graceful about it. um and know your worth. I think like the healing, in order to be able to accept rejection gracefully, is like, you need to know all your work. You need to know that you're not going to be everybody's flavor. You have to train yourself to think, oh, if this person is not interested on me, then I don't want this person.
Yeah.
And that for me was a very challenging one. It's like, someone will tell me I don't want you, I will be like, oh my god, I love you. I will double down on that motherfucker. And that pointed out to all of the issues that I have with my upbringing, and like this, parents that will tell you I love you, and then like in the next breath, be just abusive and aggressive and violent and demeaning. And so, for many, many, many years, my brain got trained and said, oh, if someone loves you, and then they're mean to you or they're distant,
This bipolar.
this is kind of, yeah, like, this is kind of how it works. If they tell you like they don't want you and that you're awful, then that means that they love me, and so like there's an opportunity.
They wouldn't say that if they didn't.
Right. And then there was also like this idea of like, okay, well, if I could just make them love me, maybe I can heal this part of my, and that shit does not work.
Yeah.
You gotta go heal that before
Or like these certain behaviors are more lovable and
Yeah.
other behaviors are less
right.
lovable.
And
So I
then
should
will
exhibit these
mute
more
myself
lovable-
to try to be someone that I'm not. And oh my god, guys, that's so exhausting, and you're never gonna be happy.
exhausting.
You're going to be chasing on a hamster wheel forever. So like, get off the hamster wheel, go to therapy, and
Figure out who
heal
you
these
are.
parts of yourself. Because rejection doesn't mean you're not worthy. Rejection just means you're not matching.
Yeah.
So you're beautiful, you're great, you have things to offer, you have value. figure out what those things are. You need to know that, so then you can ground yourself on that when you're rejected, you know? And then if you're on the other side doing the rejection, be kind. Don't be an asshole. Like, it doesn't take anything.
No.
Okay. That was
I think we
after etiquette. I think we cover all of it. So
certainly a lot of it.
yeah. So
Certainly potential to like have like a follow-up episode later on.
yeah, I would love to hear what you guys think about
Yeah, like send
the
us
right etiquette. Like, I'm please engage us, because I'm so curious to hear what you think it's good etiquette, bad etiquette. You know, like, if you agree with
share your
our thoughts. I know that we
stories.
have in this one we have very similar perspectives. I think me and Ryan. But I'm just really curious. Yeah,
Yeah.
what you guys think about the rest, and we will absolutely share on the next few episodes. Um, so we do have a question for our queer as fuck section. It comes from
This one won't be anonymous for the first
it
time.
will not be. I hope it's not anonymous. It was in reference. I don't think it is that. But it was our friend Jamil. He started a new podcast called Fathernetics. He is it's the podcast is all about being a dad. He's a gay daddy. Uh, and the
A
two ways that
gay
works,
parent.
but he's a gay parent. He's also a gay daddy. And his word is about his question is, do you code switch? And so before we jump into the answer, I just want to kind of clarify what code switching is, because I don't know if it's a very popular term for a lot of our listeners.
Using our products and services.
Yeah, it's the working tech language. Just kidding. So code switching in the gay world is when someone like changes how they speak or how they act or how they present themselves, like using a deeper voice or hiding gestures to avoid, like gay slang, to fit into like a straight or heteronormative environment, generally to avoid judgment also, or discomfort or danger. It is called it's a survival mechanism. I think, and a lot of us have done this instinctively. It's an adaptation. Sometimes it's fucking exhausting. I think, like, I still discover
New ways that you do it.
ways in which I do it sometimes, and it's it's like a lifelong process for me. I hope it's getting less and less, for new younger generations. So again, the question is like, do you code switch?
So we talked about some of this a little bit in our Mask for Mask episode,
Yeah.
and I certainly do in like small ways. I think that there are occasion and the most obvious one is just like in the professional world.
Yeah.
Like there's a slightly different to me, like that makes sense. Like there's certain conversations that I don't think are appropriate
Yeah.
for work. Like even to the point where like at work, like if it comes up with a coworker about our podcast, I'm like, oh, I feel like a little bit weird. Like
About the name, right?
not even just the
I
name.
feel about weird about the name when they asked me. It's like, oh, I want to listen to it. I was like, oh fuck, now I had to tell them the name.
Yeah, I always feel a little bit weird about the name, but then I'm like, they're not gonna know what the loads part even means.
I always say loads of fun. Loads, that's in loads of fun. Just in case HR is watching.
I just say live, laugh, loads. But it's more of like, we talk about some stuff
Yeah.
that like I would never probably talk about a coworker out in the field like doing work.
Right.
And then I think like really the only other way that like I code switch is like turning on like the customer service, Ryan, when I like know that there's like a specific, for example, like if I'm like on the phone with like an operator and I like need to get like a refund for something, or like there's like the customer service Ryan that turns on that like, is very nice and very cordial and like, but I don't know that I'm not aware of a lot of other code
Yeah,
switches.
it's a hard one, because it's like you have to be aware that you're doing it, which sometimes it's not a very conscious behavior, again, because it's a survival instinct. I think, like you said, I think at work, not at work. I think I said this before, but like during interviewing, when I'm interviewing for a new job, I don't want to put that forward. But I think that that was also in the past when I had like less experience and it was less about what I had to offer. I was more afraid
Mm-hmm.
that like what I did wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
I think like that probably has changed a lot since, with more years of experience under my belt. Um, I think also I've been at this company now for like 4 years, and I think everybody knows now that I'm gay. Like it's just become
Yeah.
something that like it's not something that I share openly, but like it becomes something that is known because I do join like the gay groups that we have. It is obviously it's a very progressive company. Most of tech is very progressive in that sense. Uh, will never be an issue. I don't believe anymore. Like I work with younger generations mostly.
Yeah.
So like it just doesn't feel like it's a big deal. Like I got my car signed for my 4-year anniversary and everybody knew I love Beyonce, which so there were like Beyonce gifts all over the fucking car and it was fucking funny. There were like rainbow emojis and shit, so I don't think I do it anymore. Um, I don't think I'm super flamboyant. I'm also like not super butch. During interviews, I do feel like in the past I have lowered my voice, but I don't honestly like as soon as I feel comfortable, I forget to do it, and so like it doesn't remain.
Yeah.
Um, I think that the only thing that I probably do is like I avoid talking about gay stuff with my dad. He knows I'm gay at this point. He has accepted it. He never had a visual or evident issue with it, but we never talk about it.
Yeah.
And so there are times where like he will refer to partners that I dated as my friends. And as I grew older, I was like, Dad, that is not my friend. That's my boyfriend. Can we call him a boyfriend? Because he's not my friend. Like,
Yeah, that's
you need to get
disrespectful.
comfortable with this. Like like he just turned 80. So like, there's not much that I can do to change, like that generation.
You can put him through a
Uh,
cycle of K therapy.
oh my God. But yeah, like I don't know. I can remember like what we were talking about the other day, and like I was like, I say the word gay rights, and that's important to me. And as I was saying it, I'm like, I think that this is the first time that I'm like kind of sort of like,
Said the word gay.
yeah, like very clearly, specifically talking about it, like, or like said like something like, but Dad, I'm gay, like I'm part of this problem, like I'm just, and like I said it in a way that I'm like, you remember this, because we never talk about it, but like it, and I obviously am, like it hasn't changed in like 20 years and 30 years, this. And so I think, but like that's the only thing that like I have done it mostly to spare their discomfort, not because I felt unsafe or anything about me, Um, Beyond that, like I can't say that I'm like very aware of. Again, I think like since I moved to San Francisco, I've been in an integration journey where like and obviously this podcast is it's another way of just integrating different parts of myself into like a complete whole. Mostly like I had like multiple Instagram accounts where like there was one that is private and only for friends, and there's one that is public, there's for like all the gays, and like the content was very different for the two of them. And more I started posting more on the gay one than in like the private one, and like like, and like the content kind of started sharing itself. And then once the podcast's been out, like I feel like there's no more secrets. Like I can't and there was never secrets, but like there was compartmentalization of like, oh, this part of myself can be gay because it might make people uncomfortable.
It's more acceptable here. It's less acceptable
Yeah.
over here.
And so like now it's just like, well, yeah, probably my close friends don't want to see my nudes. So like, only the gays get those, but like like, like I think in terms of who I am as a person is I try to show up as myself everywhere I go as much as possible. And when I notice those masks, like those little masks that might be reminders of a different time that it was unsafe, I try to like drop those.
I would say the last time I will, thinking back like on how you were some of the things you were saying, the last time I was probably still doing a little bit more code switching when I was a server,
Mm,
especially on the East Coast,
nice.
because uh, especially on the East Coast, because there was definitely a greater level of concern of like, especially if like I have a table of all dudes wanting to like bro it up a little bit to make sure that I'm not gonna get like a shitty tip because they think ill of me in some way, shape, or form. That definitely went out the window coming to San Francisco because I was still
Yeah,
learning a little bit here.
it's interesting in San Francisco because it's such a bubble, right?
Yeah.
Like when we went to the protest this weekend and we were in like Civic Center, and then we came back to the Castro. I was like, ah, we're in the Castro again. As soon as you start seeing like all the like gay flags, like there's just like I feel like there's like a bubble of extra safety, which is only in my head. Like San
Yeah.
Francisco, well, but we did
I
get
don't
harassed.
But that's the
We
first,
did get
that's
harassed
the first time I've gotten harassed in
in San Francisco.
almost 3 years of
Yeah.
living here now.
Yeah,
That's the first time somebody's called me the F slur.
someone out of a car. We were walking with
Some
our
guy
sign.
stopped in traffic, couldn't move because the road was blocked off for the parade or
Not
for the
because of us.
protest.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the protest or a parade or something. But like literally, the man was going nowhere, and it took us a while to even realize that he was
Yeah,
talking
because
to us.
in San Francisco we do get a lot of loud people that are not fully mentally present, I
Yeah.
guess it's a way to
Yeah,
describe
and we
them.
were in an area where there
And
was
there was
definitely
like a
some
lot of
unhoused,
yeah,
clear substance abuse happening on
right.
the
And so like
streets.
you learn to like tune out
A
people that
little
are
bit.
screaming and crazy. Like we saw someone the other day here in the Castro, they were just screaming at the air. And so you kind of tune them out. And then I started feeling like it was directed at me, and so I kind of looked over, and then I see, our friend Drew. He turns around and like flips them off, and I was like, "Oh, I see that we're talking to me," like, and I was like very surprised. It's like I was very confused at first. I'm like, "Oh, I don't want to engage them because I don't even know if that person was fully there." But then like the slurs were very directed, and they started calling us, the F word, and it's a very unpleasant looking person, like, you know I don't know why he needed to get out of the way. It's not like we engaged them in any way to cut
Literally,
them
we were
off.
just walking
We
down
were
the
just
street.
walking down the street and they were in their own little reality, and then they just went out of their way to like start insulting us. And so they, at this point, like all four of us kind of sort of started screaming back at them. Not our proudest moment, but also like, you're in our city, like this is gay city capital,
I'm
like why
mid
are you
protest
Yeah.
right now. I have a fucking sign
Yeah.
in my hand that says "Queer Not Quiet." Shut the fuck up.
And so, but anyhow, aside from that, San Francisco, it is so safe. I feel like it's our city and everybody's a guest that it's not gay.
Yeah.
And so like for the most part, I think that that's a known fact. And so like any straight person here are like just the sweetest, most comfortable with gay people anyways, like even if you hit on like a straight man, they would just like turn you down so gently, which I think is really cute.
Yeah,
And they get a boost, like they feel like, this feels so nice.
I will say it's definitely harder here to determine whether somebody is on
Yeah.
our team for sure.
Yeah, it's like
You see so many, you see so many cute, straight, alternative boys walking around in like crazy outfits, and I'm like, you're so cute, but I can't tell. Like,
Yeah.
are you holding hands with this girl?
Yeah. Are you guys together? Or
Are
no?
you
Yeah.
friends
Are you
or
friends? Is she your,
gay or San
Kaka?
Franciscan? Not gay or European anymore.
Gay or,
Gay
gay or
or San
British?
Gay,
Gay
British,
or
or
French?
San Franciscan.
Gay or French? Anyhow, I think that's
I think we covered it. Yeah.
I think that's all we have for you guys today. Closing tips, queer tip of the day: send a dick pic. Don't be a dick.
Yeah, send a dick, don't be a dick.
Be kind. Just fucking be kind.
Yeah, be kind to each other.
Don't ghost.
You've got the time, and like, don't be afraid to communicate like lack of interest. It's better than ignoring, and all it does is just like it's gonna make the entire community better.
Better, yeah. To those 2 people that ghosted me, if you're listening to this, it was so unnecessary.
Yeah, karma's karma's coming for you.
No, whatever. I don't really get that much, but it's just the investment of time, you know.
Yeah.
But it's fine. Just like give it a closure and move on.
Yeah,
Tied up your open knots. You know, like don't leave loose ends all over the fucking place.
Yeah,
Like it's
messy.
like it's messy. You know, like I'm the kind of person that like I have to close the closet door before I go to bed and close my cabinets after I open them, in order. You know, like just dot your T's, no, dot your I's, and
cross your T's. There you go. Whatever, just do something.
Just do something to the I's and the T's,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. Make
Like,
sure it's
just finish
punctuated.
the just put your punctuation, like
Yeah.
just comma, period, whatever it is, just make it clear what it
Yeah.
is, you know. Anyhow, what's your Instagram if people wants to connect with you?
He's.Tryan, HES.TRYAN.
And I am Tattooed Gay, TATTOOEDGAY. You guys can connect with us. You can also find us online in all your favorite platforms.
See you next time. We love you.
You can listen to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube.
You guys can check us out on Instagram at LiveLaughLoads.podcast, on Bluesky at LiveLaughLoadsCast, or look us up at LiveLaughLoads.com.
Send us messages. I love
We
you.
want to talk to you so much. We're literally talking to each other, to you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.